The following is a semi-professional... fuck it, read it yourself. Alrighty, welcome back to Nihilhalla, and I'm going to read this off to Roman because he's so far behind me. He's practically in another zip code. The three of you awaken your crypt-asleep sarcophagi to the sound of sirens and ripping metal. You barely get to the escape pods before the ship is torn apart. Sometime later, you land on this unknown RimWorld, and we have a title. As pieces of the shredded starship fall around you, you start making plans to survive.
Dun, dun, dun.
And the moth is still here. My god, I thought we got rid of it. Alrighty. So, these are the escape pods landing now, and we've got a small cache of steel, and there's our components and our silver.
You want me to get them for you, Neil?
No, it's okay. You'll probably just bumblefuck through all of the vital components.
Do you not believe in me?
No, I believe in you, but like...
I'm a bumblefuck. No, I get it. You're right. It's accurate.
I didn't mean it like that, man. You're not, like, completely incompetent. You just break shit. I mean...
No, that's true.
Anyway, moving on.
It's kind of like having, a bear around that's trained a little bit.
What kind of a bear?
This is a monster. What?
What kind of bear? It matters. What kind of bear?
Like a circus bear.
Oh, man. Now I feel sad. You're likening yourself to a circus bear. Those things are treated horribly.
I mean, yes, I am.
That's fucked up. That's so fucked up. Alright, so these ship chunks give us a decent starting point. Oh, hey, look, there's already like a little building that's like halfway built and a wall.
So, was this planet inhabited by other people before? Do you know, or?
Probably. Oh, man. Elephants. And boomalopes. Yeah!
What the fuck is a boomalope?
Okay, well, how can I define this? Originally in this game, there were just boom rats, which are these guys, okay? Kind of cute, kind of look like they've got, like, pus growing out of their back, which isn't so cute. But anyway, boom rats are incredibly volatile rodents. They are actually explosive. If you shoot them, they will explode. So I'm going to have my colonists, and we'll be running a lot of this at 3x, just because that's the way I typically play. We're going to have our colonists denote a stockpile zone over here next to this structure, and then they're going to get to work on moving that.
So what is the object of the game?
The object of the game is survival. There is no presently like overarching plot or anything fancy like that. There's just basically you go from one
So you're
area.
playing to leave the game on autopilot, basically.
That's your end goal, is to be able to do that. You never are. Trust me, you never are. But people who like management games like The Sims, SimCity, things like that.
Man, I hate those games.
I know you do, man. But like, we gotta.
No, they're super popular.
We don't. I guess we don't have to cater to everybody, but we should at least include everybody.
No. Everything deserves a chance.
Yeah. So that was my logic on playing this game.
It's sound logic.
Alright, so the next thing we need to do is we need to go to our orders menu and claim this building. We want to make sure that it's ours. And then we can start to work on constructing more walls, which we're going to make out of steel from the get-go, because I've learned too many times the hard way that making your core-most portion of your facility out of wood just gets you killed. And then we're going to put a steel door on it. And if you ever hear like a loud slap, that's me hitting the space bar or killing the moth. I don't really advocate killing moths because for the most part, they're harmless. But if this moth flies into my face one more time, I swear to Christ, who may or may not exist, who doesn't exist, who did exist but is not holy, whatever you believe.
We don't care.
Alright, now we need one more thing. We need 3 sleeping spots. Because we don't actually have the resources for beds right now, and our colonists need some place to sleep. My recommendation to new players is to go ahead and provide 2 other sleeping spots, but click on them and set them as medical, so that if your colonists are ever injured, they're not goring up their own bed.
Ew.
Yeah, it's something you actually have to worry about.
Oh, man.
Alrighty. So, they are going to be going to sleep soon.
Okay, because it's nighttime.
Yep.
What the fuck?
Oh, shit. I almost forgot. If you have animals on your start, which I've got 4 here, and Sigmund the Husky, which is... Don't even get me started on that. Alright. If you have animals, you'll want to denote animal sleeping spots. And in this case, our animals are designed to be like livestock, so we're going to pen them in a wood enclosure. The husky is not livestock, for the record. I just figured I should clear that up now before anybody starts saying like, oh my god, you're gonna eat your dog? Like, no, I'm not gonna eat the dog.
I'd do fucking eat a dog if I had to.
I mean, as a last resort, and they actually even made a joke about that in, what was it, Excel Saga?
Oh, yeah, the,
Menchie or whatever?
Menchie, yeah, he was the emergency food supply.
Yeah. But, like, I don't personally advocate eating dogs. That's just, to me, that's fucked up.
No, neither do I, but...
I mean, I guess they're tasty if they're cheap, and that's all you've got left.
If I was stuck on some bunk-ass world, I'd be eating dog. That's one of the things I've never eaten.
What, dogs?
Yeah, I've had horse. In my travels of the world, I've eaten some weird shit. The most endangered thing I've ever eaten was a tiger.
Yeah, but we should probably clarify the details around
Oh, no. It was not a illegally poached tiger. It was a tiger that was someone's pet. And you can have whatever your odds and bodkins about that, but my friend is a taxidermist. He knew a guy who had a pet tiger. He was there when it died, got some of its meat, and we ate it in a masala. It was fucking delicious.
Well, I mean, I'm sure there are still people who think less of you, but they're probably vegetarian or vegan.
So they don't fucking matter anyway and aren't real people?
Whoa!
Whoa, what?
I guess that's a fair argument. They are real people, but, like, I don't know, man. I hear, like, a lot of whining on the part of vegans, but I don't see a whole lot of them going out of their way to save animals. They're happy to spend extra money for the vegan meal, but they're not really so happy to go out and take care of the animal themselves. This is my personal experience, people. Not necessarily the truth of the world.
So, I used to be vegan.
Yeah, I remember you telling me about that.
And
you hated how people would needle you constantly about there's milk in that, or there's egg in that, or something.
Correct. And I watched it pretty hard. The original reason I went vegan was because I disagreed with the factory farming, which I still do. Most of the meat I buy now is from a place like Fresh Time, where it's locally grown. I try my best.
Speaking of growing, we are now going to establish our growing
Grow
zone.
plots.
Yep. And it looks like we've got some desert wildlife here. In the harder versions of the game, like there are some mods that make the game more difficult. If you're into playing Dark Souls blindfolded, that kind of shit, then the mods to look out for are like enhanced survival mods and shit like that. They make you actually require seeds in order to plant crops. But for the most part, you can just determine, like, I'm growing this now. Like, for example, right now, this plot is growing potatoes, automatically. And then I'm going to make a second plot that's going to grow hay grass, which is going to be cut and fed to the chickens.
Now, does soil matter and such?
Yes. So this arid sand bullshit, I don't think I would get a very good growth out of that. But this, this soil that's sort of darker in color will generally work better. And you'll notice that the grass actually changed color underneath the growing plot. I think that is currently just a holdover, for lack of a better term, like a quick fix. for the fact that they didn't have a real growing like terrain system in place.
Oh, okay.
And speaking of things that are holdovers and patches, I think that is all the time we have for this episode. So next time on Nihilhalla, I'll have just a little bit more of the colony established in terms of plots and plans, and we'll see how things are getting along.
And we'll talk more about my stupid, dumbass vegan experiences.
Sure, if you like.
I mean, if you want to hear it. Who gives a shit, right? Fuck it.
I mean, we gotta have something to talk about that's at least somewhat interesting. Why not your experiences as a vegan who also did CrossFit once in his life?
I never did CrossFit.
All right, next time on Nihilhalla, folks.